Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels. This week we're going to be taking a look at one of the jankiest decks I might have ever built, and if you want to check out the deck tech, then that should already be out. This is a mono-red Implements deck that uses Pier's Revolution and Implements, trying to get them out for free and punishing our opponent for every single time that we cast them, which we can pretty much do for a fair amount of time. It's a pretty sweet combo deck, so be sure to check out the deck tech if you're interested. But without further ado, let's get into the games. I'll see you there. Okay, we are in. We have 2 mana, we've got Reckless Fireweavers and a lot of Implements. This seems like a pretty keepable hand to me. Running 19 lands, you want to make sure that you've got the mana in your opening hand, most of all. But we do have, oh my god, Pier's Revolution. We might get to see this deck doing some stupid things. We're going to pass the turn, even though we can cast Implements. I'm going to save them for the Fireweavers, because we might not be able to get Pier's Revolution down on time, so I'd rather get a Fireweaver down, at least, so that we can deal a little bit of damage with our Implements. Well, there's a Renegade map. So we could play the Renegade map, but then again, I don't really want to. I want to get out a Fireweaver, so that when we can then Renegade map an Implement of Improvement to deal 2 damage to our opponent, and next turn, grab the 3rd land for Pier's Revolution, so that when we lose our artifacts, we can punish our opponent potentially. So this looks like green-white humans, perhaps. He's gone with a Kithion, which is quite hard to deal with, although if we got an Ether Grid, we wouldn't be too troubled by that. Right, so we want to... There is a greedy route here. We can play another Fireweaver and wait until next turn, but I think it's probably a good idea to Renegade map for the Pier's Revolution next turn and just deal 2 damage right here. Seems like a good enough plan. I'm not going to attack into that because it might be a Blessed Alliance, and I'd like to keep my Fireweaver around. And Implement of Improvement. Deal another 2 damage. It's also a decent enough blocker for his Kithion as well, which, if he wants to attack into us, he's got to pay all of his mana to make it indestructible. Which somehow I don't see that happening. So we're saving ourselves some life by not attacking in as well. So he gets an extra land. He might be a bit mana screwed, potentially. We'll see. And no attacks here. Okay. Somehow I see maybe some sort of flash creature. There's the Heron thingamajig. Can't remember what his name is. Okay, what we could do here, since we can't actually sacrifice Implements... Well, actually, what we could do is Ether Hub, Pier's Revolution, sacrifice the Renegade map, and the Renegade map either deals him 3 damage or he gives us it back so that we can get more lands out of our deck. That seems pretty good, so we'll do that. And then Pier's Revolution. Sacrifice the Renegade map, so he can either give us it back to our hand or he can lose 3 life thanks to the Revolution. Up to him. I'm guessing he's going to opt to give us it back. But he shouldn't. He absolutely should not. He lets us have it back. So we get to use its ability to get a land out of our deck. We get to Fireweaver next turn and play the map again so that we could do it again. So we're going to end our turn. Does he have a flash creature? He does not. Okay. Collective Effort. He's going to go destroy the Pier's Revolution. That's fine. Oh, maybe not. No, he is. I think he's just changing his options. So, just going to destroy our Revolution. It's totally fine. We've got Fireweavers as a backup plan anyway. And we can do a fair amount of damage with that. This right here. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. He can't make it indestructible, which means he's going to have something in his hand that can kill us there. So, unless he's trying to trick me, and in which case, bravo, sir, you succeeded. Right, let's go Reckless Fireweaver. Now every single artifact we play is going to deal him 2 damage. Play our Mountain, our Renegade map, lose 2 life. Sweet. And play another implement, lose 2 more life. This time, because he is tapped out, we can get in with the Fireweaver, and he's not likely to block as well. So let's push through a little bit of damage here. I'd say we're doing alright. We can deal another 4 damage next turn with the 2 Scroungers, which we can then throw into our opponent as well in the future. If we draw another 1 mana artifact as well, we can sacrifice the Renegade map and play that for 6 damage. Our opponent's running black as well. Huh. Didn't see that coming. No reason whatsoever to block here. None at all. If he had another creature, then I'd force him into paying 3 mana to make it indestructible, for example. Ooh, Inventor's Fair. Nice. Nice. Okay, well, I think we're going to go with Renegade map. Let's just sacrifice it. Let's thin out a deck. Might as well. And I guess Key to the City so that we can discard this mountain. Deal 2 damage to our opponent. Play another Scrounger, an extra 2 damage to our opponent. And as much as I really want to attack in, he must have something. I think he's got the 2 white mana sacrifice an attacking or blocking creature, which is why he was able to swing into us earlier without holding up Indestructible. But it would also apply to attacking him as well. When we're getting him close to a lower life total, I'll probably commit to that regardless. But for now, I think we can afford to just discard 2 Key to the City, draw our extra cards, and we could probably just close out the game quite easily. He's got a Sorin Grim Nemesis. Okay. So he can -3 if he wanted to, but he's going to go plus instead. Finds an Ever After. That doesn't do him any good, does it? Nope. Not at all. But he deals us 6 damage though, which is unfortunate. Alright, let's discard the... that creature can't be blocked. It's irrelevant. But discard the mountain. We don't need it. We gain 1 life thanks to the Inventor's Fair. And we can pay 2. I'm going to pay the colourless here to draw 4 damage worth of spells there, which is pretty sweet. And we're going to attack through as well. So, Bomat Courier, lose 2 life. Our opponent, he's close enough now. I reckon we can get him. Renegade map. Lose 2 more life. Our opponent again. So we got him down to 5. We can make Scrapheap Scrounger unblockable. That's 3 more damage. We can pay 1 for an extra point as well. That'll take him down to 1. He's got to do a lot to kill us then. Well, actually, maybe not. Depending on the blocks that he's got to make, because I think he's got to make all of them here. Yeah, let's discard Scrapheap Scrounger to make our other Scrapheap Scrounger unblockable. So that's 3. He blocks and blocks. He takes 4 down to 1. I don't think sacrificing the implement really helps us here. Does draw us an extra card, but we're tapped out, so there's nothing we could do there. I think we're just swinging with everything. It's going to take him down to 1. He blocks and blocks. Goes down to... no, sorry. He can't block that, sorry. He goes blocks, blocks. Takes 4 down to 1. Actually, you know what? We're doing it. We're going to sacrifice and stick a counter on Bomat Courier here. Actually, that was a mistake. Should have gone on the Fireweaver. Oops. Swing out our opponent. Which forces the double block, which means Sorin's got to hit something pretty gargantuan. See, we should have put the counter on the Fireweaver then, because I've just given him a trade there, which I really didn't want to do. My bad. But if he doesn't get rid of the Fireweavers, he has to gain enough life off of this Sorin, really, or find a 9 mana cost spell. So let's see what he can do. He does have 4 cards in hand, so he could find a way out of this, but we'll see. I reckon he's going to -3 on one of our Fireweavers. He goes for the Scrounger instead. Gains all of the life by sacrificing his Sorin. That's a fair play. Okay. Before we draw a card, we're going to sacrifice the map and thin out a deck so that we can not hit a land or reduce our odds. We gain 1 life. Oh no, we don't! God damn it! Ah, that was silly. Should have waited for the Key to the City trigger first. Let's tap there. We draw loads of lands. Fantastic. Key to the City. Ping our opponent for 2. Down to 6. Do I attack into that board state? Thing is, what we could do is make Key to the City as a double tap without both of our mountains. Pay 4 mana. If we get 2 implements next turn, we can potentially present lethal. But only potentially. If I swing in with the Fireweavers, though, we reduce our chances of winning just by the fact that we'll only be dealing 1 damage with every single implement, which might be enough for him to stabilize at that point, which is why I'm a little bit worried about it. Yeah, I'm just not going to attack into that board state. And I was right to do so, Archangel Avison. Okay. So he's putting us on a little bit of a clock here, but we can potentially draw through it, as long as he doesn't have any life gain. Okay, we're going to discard a land, and discard another land. And now we definitely gain 1 life here. Hopefully that life gain we just missed out on won't kill us. It doesn't actually matter, those are both colourless. There's a Renegade map, that's 2 damage. And there's an implement as well. So let's play the Renegade map. Deal 2 damage to our opponent. Play an Implement of Combustion. Deal 2 more damage to our opponent. Alright. No swinging in. We'll just end up losing our Fireweaver. This Intruder does mean that we can sacrifice these implements as well to get redraws. It's going to go in for 4 damage here with Pump Spell kills us. But other than that, we might just be winning here. Okay. Gain 1 life. And Inventor's Fair. Well, actually, Inventor's Fair, we sacrifice it and we get another artifact, don't we? Yes, we do. So, sacrifice. Do we float the mana first? We float the mana, we sacrifice this Inventor's Fair, we pay 3, we've got 2 mana left open, so that we can play a 1 mana Combustion implement. Yeah, that's the way we do it. So, float our mana, play Inventor's Fair, keep the untapped one. Sacrifice Inventor's Fair. Grab an Implement of Combustion. Gain life or die. Triggers on the stack. And that's it. Ooh dear. That was too close for comfort. He mustn't have had a Blessed Alliance, which was one of the other things I thought he might have. Because it does have the ability to gain life on it as well. So I do reckon he had the 2 white mana, sacrifice an attacking creature, or maybe even Gideon's Reproach, though nobody really plays that anymore. But yeah, we had an extra 1 damage as well to point at him with the implement, and a redraw. Not that it would have done us any good, but yeah, GG. See you in the next game, guys. Alright, we're in. This is the worst hand in the possible. Worst hand possible. This is 19 land deck, guys. 19 lands. This is considerably better. Okay. We have a Renegade map, which is our 3rd land towards Pier's Revolution. We've got lots of implements and ways of sacrificing them for free with the Intruder, so our opponent can either take 3 damage off of these implements, or let us draw a card again. So we're going to play a Mountain Renegade map and pass the turn. Alright. See what our opponent can do. If we do end up drawing a land at any point, I might just keep this Renegade map around as well. Because then if we get the land in hand anyway, then we can Pierce Revolution, sack this for free, deal either 3 damage or let them thin out a deck every single other turn. And there you go. We found it. So, play out a Mountain and play Implement of Ferocity. And Implement of Improvement. Our opponent's thinking, what the hell right now? They'll find out soon enough. And we'll pass the turn. Oh, there we go. So it's going to be next turn, Ether Hub into Revolution, sacrifice the Renegade map. Ooh. Vessel of Malignity. Exiles 2 cards from his hand. He's probably going to get the Intruder out of our hand then, which will be unfortunate. So Ether Hub. And Pier's Revolution. We can actually Renegade map here actually. So when we sacrifice it, our opponent either takes 3 damage or they let us have the Renegade map back. Up to them. Which makes this vessel pretty bad for them, to be honest, if they allow that to happen. Because I could just discard the map. But I'm also getting the 2nd land anyway that we can't cast, so that's just going to discard 2 mountains out of our hand, which is fine. And then next turn the Intruder's going to come down, sacrifice both of these. They either take 6 or they let us draw loads of cards. Opponent chooses to let us keep it, or they ran out of time. One or the other, we'll see. And we'll pass the turn. Okay, so I like our current position very much. As long as Pier's Revolution sticks around anyway. So they're going to make us discard cards. I'm just going to discard 2 mountains. Ouch. And they pass the turn. Looks like they are mana screwed. Oh my god, Foundry. Foundry Inspector. Alright, so we've got the combo if we can keep it going. So, Ravenous Intruder. It's going to come down so we can sacrifice these implements. See if our opponent wants to lose life over it. Play the Renegade map. We won't sacrifice that to the Intruder. And there's no point sacrificing it now either, because we can't cast anything that we draw into unless it's a land, and I'm not that fussed. So, we'll see. But next turn, if we get the Inspector down and everything stays in place, we're going to be able to sacrifice these. They either come back to our hand and we cast them for free and do it again, or our opponent takes 3 life. Goes with a Thalia. Okay. That does not hurt our plan. Exciting times here. Right, Ether Hub. Go down. Foundry Inspector. Perhaps we wanted to hold off on that land drop, actually. Because we're going to be sacrificing things. So let's sacrifice the implement. Do you want to take 3 life or let us give it gives it back? If he gives it back, it's free. So we're going to do it again. So he needs to take 3 life here in order to stop us. And he does. Okay. And we get another free implement. So we're going to cast the free implement. We don't really need the land, so we can sacrifice the renegade map to it. I'm going to keep sacrificing because we're tapped out here, so we might as well. I'm going to sacrifice the implements we can't use just yet. Do you want to take 3 life, or do you want to give me it back? He lets us have it back. He's going to find out that was a mistake. We get an ether grid. So we'll play the implement again for free. So we can do it again. Unfortunately, we don't have a way of getting the intruder through on just yet, but do you want to take 3, or do you want to let me have that implement back? We're drawing a card, so we might draw another implement. He's letting us have it back. Alright, we draw a card. We're not going to be dealing damage, but what he's doing here is essentially allowing us to refill our hand, so he's making a very big mistake. Sacrifice an artifact. Do you want to take 3, or let me draw more cards? He wants to let me draw more cards. Okay, we get a mountain. I can do this all day, mate. Implement. And sacrifice an artifact. Do you want to take 3? Nope. Ooh, a Fireweaver. Don't mind getting that down. Play the implement again. Do you see the problem with what you're doing here, opponent? Take the 3. You need to take the 3. Oh god. He's not learning. Implement for free. I'm going to sacrifice it. As much as I don't want to do this forever, he's allowing us to refill our hand entirely, so for as long as he's going to let us keep doing this, I'm gonna have to do it. Because I'd really like to find another Ravenous Intruder, essentially. Oops, I want to play this implement first. And then also play this implement that you've allowed us to draw. While I still can. Yeah, if I find the other Intruder, even if he destroys it, we can do this again. And next time we can make it unblockable. So as you can see, if we had the key to the city on the board, we'd have won by now. But unfortunately we're tapped out, so I'm going to have to keep doing this until he gets the point. Just take the 3, sir. Just take the 3. Take it. It'll be 6 next turn anyway, so... Okay, we've presented lethal, so we're going to get rid of his Thalia. He blocks. Alright, play the implement for free, because we might end up losing the Foundry Inspector. So normally what you would do here is continue doing this until he gets the point. But because we've got 7 cards in hand, and because I don't really want to troll our opponent anymore, I'm just going to pass over. Because next turn we're going to present lethal for him. Pure and simple. Fatal Push. There you go. We do lose it. So, I'm just going to take this opportunity to sack our implements. Do it one last time. We'll keep the one that we can sacrifice, though. Do you want to take 6? He lets us have it. Okay. We get more implements. For our Fireweaver, for our Ether Grid. And a free Bowmat Courier as well. So really what he needs to do here is get rid of that Foundry Inspector. If he can't do that, he's probably going to lose. Fireweaver again. Alright. So, Mountain. Best way to do this. It's probably... Let's see. Well, if we get double Fireweaver, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 damage in hand, which is not bad. 9, 10, 11 with the Foundry Inspector plus the Implement to Sacrifice, which is a fair bit more. Alternatively, we could Pierce Revolution and then just cast out all of our implements to sacrifice later. Lots of things to do. Our opponent's had enough. Okay. Yep. Alright. We could just Ether Grid as well. I think I'll Fireweaver this time around. So Fireweaver, Fireweaver. Bomat Courier. This deck is just... it is obnoxious to play against. I'll completely admit to that. It is disgusting when it goes off. Cast that one out. Deal an extra 2. Oops. Cast that one out. Deal another 2. And we could either play it for another 2, or we could sack and see if our opponent wants to take 4. I think we'll do that. So, taking 1, do you want to take an extra 3 to stop me doing it? Nope, you don't. Oh, yeah. So he takes 1. We play the Combustion again. He takes an extra 2. We'll sack our map. Do you want to take 3? If you take 3, you lose, so he's going to give us it back. Yeah. And play a mountain. Play out the map again, take an extra 2. And that's lethal if you can't get rid of our creatures. Okay, swinging in. Well, that's the combo, pretty much. Our opponent either takes a horrendous amount of damage, or they let us go infinite, essentially. And we could have, as I mentioned, we could have kept the Ravenous Intruder around until we drew into another one and kept sacrificing, but I really didn't want to do that because I figured my opponent wasn't enjoying playing against that so much, and I don't know if you guys really want me to go through the whole cycle. Maybe I'll speed it up, perhaps, in a later game. Just let me know. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's deck. I will come back tomorrow with more of this absolute jank tomorrow, so be sure to stick around for that. Be sure to like and subscribe for some more Magic Duels content, and hit the little bell icon as well to be notified when I release the video tomorrow. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.